distant lover, lover, ooh, so many miles away. Ooh, heaven knows that I long for you. Every night, and sometimes I can't do the day. Just the love, ooh, lover. You should think about me. Say a prayer for me. Please, baby, think about me sometime. Think about me, yeah. It's a real, it's just a real. As I reminisce, oh baby, through our joyful summer together, the promises we made of a daily letter, then all of a sudden, everything seemed to explode. Now I gaze out my window, sugar down, lonesome road, distant lover. Ooh, sugar, how can you treat my heart so mean? Sugar, that every moment that I spend with you, I treasure it like it was precious jewel. Lord have mercy. Distant lover, lover, ooh, so many miles away. Ooh, heaven knows that I long for you. Every night, and
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. We're gonna fill our house with happiness, but we'll smother the blues with tenderness. There's room for you, room for me, for gentle hearts and opportunity. It's the bigger love of the family.
Hello and good morning, Panthers. I'm your host, Mackenzie, and today is Friday, January 23rd, 2026. We hope you are all having a lovely morning so far and staying warm. To start off our broadcast, we have a short video with Miss Cogswell explaining how her students in 106A arranged goodies for the business Pump It Up. Let's not waste any more time and get into it.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cogswell, and in 106A, every week we do a job for Pump It Up, where we have their bottles that they use for goodie bags or goodie bottles, and our students assemble all of the items that go into the bottles, and when they're all completed, we put them back in the box, and then we call Pump It Up. They come and they bring us new empty bottles, and then they take the old bottles that we've already completed.
Wow, thank you so much to Ms. Cogswell for informing us on how we help Pump It Up while it is still a fun and engaging activity. Thank you for sharing your classroom with us and hope to stop again soon. Next up, we have a career spotlight with RPtv reporter Jose and Mr. Steve DiTrolio. Mr. DiTrolio is an MLB Scout for the Milwaukee Brewers. Let's check it out.
Hello Panthers, my name is Jose Candelaria and we are here for our first episode of the Career Spotlight segment. I'm joined by Mr. Steve DiTrolio. He's a scout for the Milwaukee Brewers, and Mr. DiTrolio, if you would like to give us more intel on your profession.
Yeah, sure. So thanks for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm a scout for the Milwaukee Brewers. My official title is a regional coordinator, and what that entails is I cover the Northeast area, so that's New Jersey through Maine. I'm responsible for amateur talent, that's high school, college, all the way through up from New Jersey through Maine, and then I also have responsibility cross-checking Florida. So what that means is we have 2 area scouts in Florida, and then they identify players in the amateur ranks, again, high school and college, and then I'll go see their priority players that they feel are going to be like their best talent that they have to offer in the state of Florida. And anywhere between, the first 10 rounds, I'll go in and try to cross-check them. So we have multiple layers of scouting in the Milwaukee Brewers system. It starts out with an area role, and then that goes to a cross-checker role, to a national role, and all the way above. So we just don't have one look on a player to get an evaluation. We'll have one evaluation, and then we'll layer that on top of about 3 or 4 other evaluations. And each person that comes in and sees it will see a larger group of pool of players. So what that does is it basically compares kids from New Jersey to, say, kids from California. And then that's how we create our draft board when we get to the draft, pre-draft meetings and so forth.
Got it. So let's go into more specific detail. How do you fit your schedule with everything? Because like obviously you have a family and everything else. So how does baseball recruiting throughout the Northeast tie into dad time, family time?
Sure, no, that's a great question. So I'll start off by saying I have a great support system at home with my daughter and my wife. And it's just time management. So, the idea is not to waste time. So you want to use your network, use your resources. So if we find out there's a player, let's say in New Hampshire, I may make a few phone calls of my network. That might be a college coach in the area. That might be a high school coach in the area. That might be a travel coach in the area. And you kind of start vetting that player before you go in. If everything comes back positive, well, then you make a trip up to New Hampshire. If, let's say, it doesn't come back positive, then you may put that player on the back burner and focus on other players. So you're just trying to strategically plan and stack the players that you need to see versus running around, kind of run around chicken without a head, if that makes sense. So that's the best way to prioritize your time. That way you could be home more often than just running around, because there's a lot of players. Obviously, as you know, right, you're a baseball player and you probably see a lot of good talent. So there's talent. It's just you're trying to prioritize that talent and just not waste time.
Gotcha. So obviously you didn't wake up and say one day, it's like, I'm going to be a scout for the Milwaukee Brewers. How did this come along? Did you have a backstory? Did you have a baseball career yourself? Like, were there any connections for you to having this job? What was the storyline?
Yeah, sure. So, I played high school baseball. And then on from high school, I played a little bit of college baseball. I played in some leagues outside of college, some summer college leagues. Just love baseball. I did some things outside of baseball, and then once I realized I really want to get into coaching, and that's where I started. I started coaching American Legion baseball, high school baseball, and then I got an offer to coach Division II baseball. And I started, that was like my first real job in baseball, where I was getting paid for it. And then that just kind of snowballed. And then I think, like anything else, you meet a lot of people along the way. You meet a lot of good people in baseball, a lot of connections, and you start building your network. And then therefore you lean on them for other opportunities. So, I went from coaching Division II baseball to coaching a high school team to coaching travel baseball, running an academy. And then from there, one of my former players who I coached, he had the job before me, and he was leaving to take a Division I job at Wake Forest, and he recommended, he said, I think you'd be great for this if you want to apply for it, and I did, and fortunately I got it. So, there's a lot of building up to it, but it's also, you probably need a little bit of help, a little bit of luck along the way, and that luck is just building the relationships and leaning on those relationships to open up doors.
So how's the process with you and recruiting these players? Like, do you go through, like, let's say, like, we have max preps. Do you go through max preps, or does your organization assign you a player to go and scout?
So we do both. Most of the time it falls on the area scout to go find the players and go scout the players that they feel are the ones that are deemed worth scouting. We do have what we call flags from our office. So something that a player that would be flagged would be a statistical where they had a great summer, maybe they went down a perfect game, maybe they went to a PBR event, and they have some really good data that says, hey, this person has some good traits, you might want to take an extra look at them. They don't force it on us. It's just more like, hey, here's just some other guys that you need to consider in your journey throughout that spring. And then, yes, we do use outside resources. So all of it just kind of goes in together, and you try to use as much as you can to form that evaluation.
So let's go into more of the mental state of your profession. Obviously, as a scout, they're putting all responsibility on players in the Northeast on you. So with all your hits that you make as players, meaning like you tell them, okay, this is the guy, like this is what we need, and it works out. Deferring to this is the guy we need, and it doesn't work out. How do those fails, like how do you get back up?
Well, I think, evaluation, there's two different forms of evaluation. There's subjective and then there's objective. The objective evaluation would be you're using a lot of data, you're using a lot of statistics and just to kind of form your evaluation. And then there's a subjective, is that I have a gut feel that this player has what it takes. And that might be more on the makeup aspect of it, the person's drive, the person's will, the person's just makeup overall to just want to be the best player he can possibly be. A lot of it is just gut feel. Like, you don't really know, you can't really get into somebody's head to know for sure if they have what it takes. But the more you're around them, the more you scout them, there's a lot of cliches, right? It's like kind of what you do off the field as well as on the field. All those things do matter. So, all the players out there that hear all these cliches of, how are you outside the dugout versus inside the dugout? How are you with your teammates? All those things do matter because they do paint a picture of who you are as a person. So kind of to, long-winded answer to your question, you have to figure all that out the best you can when you're presenting the player to your organization. And yeah, sometimes you may be wrong because you may thought that person was something that they're not. The skills are the skills. They're right there in front of your face, but it's the other stuff that's really going to be the separator.
All right, and last question. Are there any future goals that you have as a scout right now? Anything that you want to, either to elevate your game or maybe a higher position?
I would say this is sort of how I always looked at just my time and career in baseball is just kind of like cliche, but be where your feet are. I just feel like if I'm in the job, I'm fortunate that I get to do something I enjoy every single day, a game that I've loved since I was a little kid, and I'm fortunate that I get to do that inside a professional organization. So I just want to be the best person or the best scout I can be, do what I need to do, help the club out, and then hopefully those things get recognized. And if there's opportunities moving forward, I would certainly try to pursue them, but it's not like I'm putting that at the forefront. Like my job is to go find the best baseball players for the Brewers and make our organization the best it could be. And if that gets recognized by my boss and the GM and so forth, and they feel like, hey, he's doing a great job, we should move him into this role, then I would definitely consider that. But I feel like I just want to do the best job I can be, one day at a time, one player at a time.
All right, that's awesome. All right, I think that's about it. That wraps up the first episode of Career Spotlight. I was joined by Mr. Steve DiTrolio, scout for the Milwaukee Brewers, and on behalf of RPtv, we thank you for coming.
No, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Jose and Mr. DiTrolio for your time and for talking to us about your amazing career. Stay tuned for more career spotlights from us soon. Unfortunately, that is all we have for today. Before we go, reminder that we are expecting a huge snow and ice storm this weekend, so be safe. Charge your electronics and stay warm. Also, shout out to our girls basketball team for their big win against Burley, 68-35. We hope to see you back here safe on Monday. If not, we will see you the following week after midterms. Make sure to study and try your best. Be sure to check your emails this weekend to see if there's any schedule changes due to the weather. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and we will see you at the next broadcast. Bye, Panthers!